Welcome to Undrafted Hockey Fan. I am Brad. Today we're going to be talking about a couple things. The first, I want to start off with Jessie Pierce, passing of her three children in a house fire out in Minneapolis. She was a reporter for the Minnesota Wild, and she, if you haven't seen it on social media, she's it's a huge impact. She was quite influential in that region, and then a lot of writers are talking about her as well. She was 37 when she passed away. Honestly, just completely tragic. Just want to put acknowledgement to that, and we'll put the GoFundMe in the description. So yeah, if you can donate, that'd be amazing. Again, we're the hockey community is big. It feels big, but it is pretty small. And so again, hopefully you can give to her cause or give to their GoFundMe and everything. And we're gonna do a right turn. So kind of jumping into the Red Wings. They're been a bit frustrated recently. They lost to the Boston Bruins, but they did win against Montreal Canadiens. And so we are seeing the Red Wings, hence the title of this episode, that they are falling on the playoff spot. They have. And I usually wear my Larkin jersey. But today I'm wearing my Yzerman jersey because we have to have a little bit of discussion. And it is not the discussion that you think it is, because I think most people are like, you're either ride or die, or for Yzerman and he does everything right, or it's like, hey, he hasn't done crap, like he's taking way too long with rebuild, like so it's a little bit of commentary on that, but to me it's still not a full deep conversation, but I do want to kind of talk about this a little bit, just the most recent games. So um kind of hitting up a couple things, just kind of see where what they've done in the last couple of games. um Again, Red Wings, since the trade deadline, the big move they made was David Perron and Justin Falk. David Perron's actually really working out, honestly. I think he's going to re-sign for next year just because he's an energy guy for the Red Wings. And we're looking at some of the games most recently. There's some things that you're like, holy smokes, like what was the expectation here, right? When like the Panthers, the 4-3, they should have gone to overtime at least, right? And not let the Panthers win that one, right? Lightning, that was kind of expected loss. Lightning are so good this year. So that one's kind of expected, right? Talk about March 14th. They go to OT with the Stars. They got their butts handed to them by the Stars. And the fact that they squeeze out a point is amazing. Take that all day against the Stars. Again, if you do something like that against Lightning, that'd be amazing. But they got their butts handed to them by the Stars. Beat the Flames, as they should. Canadiens, they beat them, not as they should, but they did play better than that game. I think they just that amazing goal by DeBrincat was crazy. Completely broke Matheson's ankles, which was nuts. So, and then the Bruins, that one was hard. You're in the third period, you're up 2-1. They tie it up, and they get another goal. It's like, dude, it's just that's one that you really need, especially with someone who just knocked you out of the playoffs. They are currently, as of right now, at 7:58 on March 23rd. They are out of the playoffs right now. So you have to consider, hey, maybe you need to get your stuff together. So, and that's kind of, we're just kind of talking about a little bit. I'm not doing it. I'm not gonna, go and say, hey, like all's lost, all's unwell. Like it is, there's more to this. It's okay. We're not gonna just, crap our pants and everything, but it is something that you have to consider. Like, hey, it's a little touch and go, because again, they haven't been out of the playoff spot since I think December 10th was what I read. So with that, we're going to jump into it a little bit. Okay. So let's start with some of the positive news of the Red Wings. Do we want to go hard? I think, I mean, let's talk about it, I guess, because with the standings, I really want to talk about it because it is incredibly frustrating. So I use ESPN because I think they're the best. I think it looks the best and everything. So we're looking at the Red Wings. They just fall straight out of playoff spot. They were at one point, they looked like they had the third division spot locked up, but they lost it, right? Montreal came up. They've played well, but Montreal is the one that they took from them. Montreal in their last, well, I mean, let's see, they haven't played too well, but in their last 10, they're 5-4-1. So they're not great, but I mean, Eastern Conference is kind of like a lot of crazy bouncing around. It's a lot of, I mean, the best team, of course, is the Buffalo Sabres, 8-1-1 in the last 10, which is crazy. Even Lightning are slipping a little bit, 5-4-1 as well, but they have 91 points, so they're way ahead. Red Wings are sitting at 84 points. They're 1 point out of the playoffs, and if no joke, if they win their next game, and then Boston and Montreal lose their game, they go from out of a playoff spot back to the third divisional spot. Like, it's that simple. Now there are games in hand that Montreal has and everything, but that just showing that this is how chaotic it is and why the Red Wings need to get their stuff together. They absolutely need to get their stuff together. I think I read as well. They need to win at least 7 games minimum to make the playoff. 7 out of the next 12 minimum to make the playoffs. So I'm trying to breathe through this. If the Red Wings were in the playoffs right now, they'd be in the playoff in the wild card. If they were in the playoff format, if they were one of the top 8 teams in the East, they would be the only team with a negative goal differential. And offense has been drying up with this team, and it's been incredibly infuriating. DeBrincat, of course, looking good. Compher got that one. Dude, Compher missed that one in Boston game by 0.1 seconds. That's crazy. So it's incredibly frustrating because they're not putting up a ton of goals. I mean, they put up. Let's see if we look at how they do in the conference. They're in 4th last in the conference when it comes to goals for. They're not putting up a ton of goals. They're getting great saves though. I mean, they are killing the saves. They are. I mean, they're middle of the pack when it comes to saves or goals against. But you get a playoff team, you need to be putting goals, and we know that they're good in the power play, but their power play has not been good recently. And Larkin's been missing. I understand. Koppa was missing for a bit. I understand. I'm sorry you run out of excuses. Everyone's hurting. Everyone has injuries. You've been healthy up to this point, and that's the thing is that the Red Wings have been healthy this majority of the season. They've had I think they said the least number of man games missed, which means they have the least number of games that they have missed as a team. And so when you have that means that your team has been healthy. That means teams around you have been good or have been injured, which means you've been better than them, but you've been feasting on some of the points that maybe you shouldn't have gotten. And so, which is good. You're supposed to do that at the start of the year. However, March has always been this for the Red Wings. They're 4-4-2 right now. You are 500 right now. That is not good enough. You need to be better. And I'm glad they beat Montreal. I'm so glad. That's great. And that may help them make the playoffs. But mind you, who was around you? Boston, Montreal, Columbus, Islanders, Senators. Philadelphia's kind of in there too. They have 80 points. It's literally, I think Islanders have Schaefer, man. He looks phenomenal. He's so great. The thing is you need to be better than these teams. Like you are, in my opinion, as a whole, I think you're better than the Boston Bruins. I think as a whole, you're better than the Bruins. I think as a whole, you're better than the Islanders. The Islanders just bought this season. They moved. They got Braden Shen. Not Braden Shen? Yeah, Braden Shen. You got Falk, which is great. Falk is awesome. Nothing against that. Boston didn't do the things. They didn't make any big moves. Montreal didn't make any big moves either. Like Buffalo, they're coming on fire. Tampa Bay, they're just doing phenomenal. It's incredibly insane how well they're doing with Radish and JJ Moser, and they have all their guys injured, and they still are second in the division. It's awesome. But this is a year that you need to feast. So, in my opinion, the start of the year, I said this. I think the Red Wings are going to make the playoffs. I think they're going to make it in the last wildcard spot. And at one point they led the division, right? I said I think they will make it in the last wildcard spot. And when I originally posted, I came in and I had them in the 6th spot in the division, not making it. And now and then in mid video, you can watch the video. Go watch my video. It says I said I think they can make it in the fifth spot in the wild cards 2 spot. And here we are. We are 12 games. They are 12 games away from the season being over, and they are in contention for that last wildcard spot. Mind you, this is after Toronto's not making the playoffs. Florida's not making the playoffs. So there's 2 teams that are fighting. They're outside. They're not fighting. Every single freaking Atlantic team is fighting for this spot. Buffalo, Tampa, Canadiens. Okay, all teams that Tampa and Montreal made the playoffs last year. It was Tampa, Toronto, Florida, Senators, Boston. No. Yeah, Boston. So all of them made the playoffs. And so you lose 2 of them. So 2 of them have to be replaced, right? Metro doesn't look incredibly strong, but you have the Islanders coming up, right? So Islanders not trying to take that wildcard spot. You freed up some spots up though. So someone's got to take it out. Like, just incredibly infuriating. It's so maddening because you're just like, you're so close. You're kissing. I'm looking at these standings. You're kissing this away. And so I believe in Yzerman. I like, and my thing is if you talk about with the Red Wings, if they had not made a move this offseason, I would have been okay with them missing the playoffs. And I thought, and I said this before, I think the Red Wings, I said this in the video before. I said if the Red Wings can miss the playoffs this year, and this can be their last absolute year. It's the absolute last year you can do it. After that, you have to figure out what to do, because Larkin's going to be 30, 31, right? This could be the last year. And Yzerman did a good job. He kept a lot of the same team, brought a couple pieces. JVR's look good. Kane's still looking good. Like Fanny's looking good. ASP had some good spots. Like, you had a couple rookies debut, which is good. It's all good. The thing is you've now put you bet the guys. Like you said, hey team, I believe in you. Like it's not only that Yzerman put it into the team's hand. He said, hey, I went out and got you help. I got you Perron. Again, that wasn't a huge move, but again, I think it was a good culture move. I think it was great. I think he's playing the exact game. I think he's a great dad on the team. Put him in the press box. I don't care. He's phenomenal. He fires the team up. Honestly, he keep him on the ice too. He's replacing some of those jerseys. And that's the thing is, you go out and get Falk too. And I'm like, great. That you moved to first round pick. That was a bit tough. You move up Buchelnikov, who ended up staying in Russia, which is fine. You get the third round pick. You move up Soderblom. Like, so you free up some spots. Like, I'm not mad about that. I'm mad that you're like, the player said, take a swing on us. Help us out. Yzerman said, hey guys, I trust you. Here's your help. Here is your help. And I wish they hadn't done it in 2026 first round pick. I wish they would have done it in 2027. Throw in another pick in there if you have to. Because I think the Red Wings are, in my opinion, they're for sure going to make it next year. I'm less sure in this year. And I hate that. I hate it that I have this feeling, and I'm like, it's incredibly infuriating, because like, Islanders weren't supposed to be this good. They missed the playoffs last year, win the first overall pick, and now suddenly they're back into a playoff spot, buying like they had 3 first round picks last year: Kashan Aitchison, Victor Eklund, and Matthew Schaefer. First overall, 16th and 17th, like, or whatever those were. Geez, like that's awesome. That's crazy. I'm so happy for them. Sucks for the Red Wings because you didn't win the draft lottery. It sucks. Let's be honest. Seider might go first or second overall in the 2019 draft. That's a great pickup for Yzerman. Did a great job at 6th overall. At Raymond would go. You have Stützle, then you have Stützle, Sanderson, and then Raymond. He probably goes 3rd, maybe 4th, right? Like he's phenomenal. Edmonton's looking good. I don't, that's a pretty good draft. So I don't know where he'd fall on that one. I think he still has a coming out party coming. He's not put up a ton of points. ASP's looking good, right? Casper's looking really good. Coast is going to come up next year. Like this is what I'm saying. Like there's a lot of hope for next year, and which is why I was like, hey, you guys missed this year. It's okay. You have a lot of guys that are just on bad contracts, and you can just let them go, right? Like you can move them, right? You have the Rasmussen. He's not looked good this year. Soderblom, they moved him. Comfort has looked better, not great, but better. Kopp's looked better. He's having a really good year this year. Casper, holy smokes! Like to me, there's just like a lot of jerseys. Like they talk about it. Like what's it say? Todd talks about it. I'm gonna pull up their Puckpedia, because there is enough jerseys here that it was okay if you miss again. And I think that's where he just kind of gave in to the pressure of everyone's like, oh, you need to make it. No, you don't. You don't actually. You bring on Appleton. He's not looked great. I liked it at first. James Van Riemsdyk is looking good. Again, you had a ton of young kids. I like that. I'm a big fan of the young kids. And you introduce so many of them at once, which is kind of tough. It can be tough. But to me, this is a good thing, which is, again, you bring in the young kids. And so then when you have the young kids, you can suck a little bit. You can just do a little worse. Okay. Not every prospect's going to be Emmett Finney or Matthew Schaefer. Like these guys need time to acclimate and everything. And now next year, you're gonna have Kosa. And so and I bring up AHL guys like Sheldon Dries and Shine. And again, love Shiner, big fan. Dries is fine. He's there, he's fine. But like and I've been liking Bernard Dockard, brought him in as well. You re-sign Ben Sherratt, but like you are so top heavy. It is incredibly top heavy. I mean, the point distribution is crazy. Your first pair, like I think, if you took all the points of Sherratt, Falk, Falk's not a good comparison. Let's take Sherratt, Johansson, and Bernard Docker. Okay, those three players. Edvinsson has just as many points as them. He has 21 and they have 24. Like, and he doesn't even play PP. Like he played this year. He averages 16 seconds on the power play. Like, I'm sorry. What are we doing here, guys? This is why I'm saying like there's some guys you can let go, right? Let's say you were like, man, Kopp has done a lot better. I will say, Kopp's been doing better. He currently has 39 points, 67 games. That's great. He also has only 1 year left next year. Maybe you're like, maybe we continue to keep him. I don't know, but like maybe you're like, hey, we can get upgrade. We don't need Kopp. Or Comfer has 24 points in 70 games. Who you're paying just as much, pretty much just as much as Kopp. He's got next year and the year after. And that's the guy you try and move. Like you try and dump his contract with someone, right? That's worth like something. Like, hey, send it back to what's it called? The St. Louis Blues, right? Like these are, and then like you have where is it? Rasmussen. He's got next year and year after. Again, these is why I'm annoyed that he's decided to move a first round pick this year. I was okay with Red Wings missing this year. I was okay with it because I think you have a little longer a runway and you were able to do more next year. Like it's not because of the free agent class, but it's more that you have guys that are graduating, you have guys that are coming up, like that can play. Like Nate Danielson's going to be playing more, right? Like he's going to be up next year. Carter Majors will be up next year. Like he's a bowling ball, right? Axel will be more solidified. You're like maybe you bring Willander up, maybe you're Coast. Like there's enough reasons and enough support coming, and it's just incredibly infuriating that this is happening this way. So, anywho, we're gonna take a quick break, do some sponsorships, and then we will jump into the good news. Because let me wrap up before we hit the break. I think Red Wings can still make it. I don't like the ceiling. I don't like that you. And again, could you anticipate a Larkin injury? No. Can you anticipate a Kopp injury? No. But if you knew that with a small, that your team would fall apart like this, I question the decision to trade the first round draft pick this year. I wish they would. Falk's great. I wish you would trade it for Falk in this offseason. Probably wouldn't need to get a first round pick for him. You could have got him for like maybe it was the first, right? But maybe it was something different, right? And so I'm just a little frustrated. And I don't know if maybe it's not the Thomas move, right? I don't know if Thomas does it. Like let me back up. Larkin and Kopp go down. You bring Thomas up. Yeah, he probably looks a little better, right? Because ASP is not the same as Falk, right? But like you could argue that maybe at this point you need center depth more because your center depth went away. So, but I'm not doubting the Red Wings. I'm scared for the Red Wings because you missed this year. Boston can miss. Boston's allowed to miss because they didn't really make any moves the offseason or in the deadline. Like, oh, we try, we're in the retool. We will come out of this and it's okay. Then you have the Islanders. Islanders can miss because we made a move. We just got the first overall pick. We're still trying to figure out a team. Yeah, it sucks we made the move, but hey, they're still figuring out the kinks. And then even Montreal, they made it last year, but they're still so young, they can be forgiven. I don't know if you can forget. I don't think people will forgive the Red Wings. Like Pittsburgh could have missed. They're looking good this year. You're like, oh, City Cross, yeah, maybe, right? Columbus, you can miss. Like, they made some moves. They didn't make some big moves, right? But they could miss. Like Buffalo can't miss. Tampa can't miss. Carolina can't miss. Senators, goalie injuries. Senators are getting goalie injuries, and if it's okay if they miss. If they win, they have a game in hand. So they have one game played less than you guys, Red Wings. If they win their next game, they're 1 point behind you, and they've had terrible goaltending this year. Everything is lined up for the Red Wings, and I feel like the team's being built by, marshmallows and toothpicks, and I just don't think, like, you're trying to fill these gaps with like trades and free agents, which is some of it, but like you need your draft picks to hit and work out, and they're starting to, and you're seeing that, which is why this is why it doesn't, like, when you trade a first round pick, it doesn't feel like you're in a rebuild anymore. You're coming out of a rebuild. Like, you had some great, here's some of your trades and picks that really hit: DeBrincat, Vinny, Lucas Raymond, Marco Casper. Okay, there's your front load, right? That's the front. That's 4 guys plus Dylan Larkin that hit. You got lucky with Kane. He decided he wanted to sign here, right? Like, again, Cap and Camper having better years, but it's not great. Your backside looks a lot better. You got Evanson and Sider, and you have Johansson, who is working out really well. I think he's looking much better. Solid third pair D. You pick up Sherratt in free agency, give or take, but he's going to be here now. He's going to be here for a while. Falk looks good now. Your back end looks pretty good, right? I think you probably end up re-signing Bernard Dockard. You let Hamonic walk, and you fill in with another guy from the AHL or a free agency, right? Your goaltending, Cam Talbot could have been better this year, but c'est la vie. John Gibson's been phenomenal. One of the best goalies since December 1st. Like, genuinely one of the best, probably the best goalie. I think he has the most wins since December 1st. Like, done phenomenal. And so you get Costa next year. Great. That front, the forward group needs some love. And are they getting it next year? Danielson comes up, but he's still kind of a rookie. Carter Mazur comes up. He's injury prone, right? Like, who are you going to backfill that in with? Like what's going to happen, guys? And we're actually going to talk about a couple of guys that could help fill you in the future. But they're not tomorrow, but we're going to talk about some Hobey Baker finalists right after this break. So stay tuned. And DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NHL, is built for the fastest game on ice. With player props and live betting, every shift, every shot, every save gives you options to get in on the game with DraftKings Sportsbook. Now, mind you, if you're going to be picking a team, I was just talking about the Red Wings. Maybe you don't pick them to win the Stanley Cup, but you can definitely do that after DraftKings. Go to the website, use the code THPN. And for new customers, bet just $5. And if your bet wins, you get $300 in bonus bets instantly. By the way, that was not gambling advice. So, wager how you want, put the money you want. This is not gambling advice. I'm just saying I would not put the Red Wings as a Stanley Cup winner. So download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use the code THPN. That's code THPN to turn $5 into $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins. In partnership with DraftKings, the account is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY. Connecticut, call 888-789-7777. Or visit ccpg.org. On behalf of Blue Hill Casino in Kansas, wager pass-through may apply in Illinois, 21 plus in most states, void in Ontario, restrictions may apply. Bet must win to receive bonus bets, which expire in 7 days. Minimum odds required. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, dkng.co/audio limited time offer. And we're back. So we're talking about the Hobey Baker finalist. Like, again, going back, this is why I didn't think it was the year. And you have guys that are going to start flowing in here. They're going to start coming in, right? Who's going to start coming in? Well, Max Plante. Max Plante has looked so good this year. Currently, he's just turned 20. Like, just turned 20. 49 points in 38 games. 1 point, almost 1.3 points per game. This guy's killing it in the Hobey Baker. He's a finalist. Hobey Baker is the if you're a Hobey Baker finalist, you're an MVP. There's 10 finalists, or there's 10 of them. There's 10 of them, and so you're saying, hey, like, you're a top 10 MVP player in the NCAA in college hockey. So if you're looking at him, 48 points which is 23 goals, 25 assists. He's ninth in the whole league, right? Phenomenal, doing so good. And again, he's against Gavin McKenna and all them. So like, will he win? Probably not. But like, he's done well. Again, he's only 20 years old. You got to be super happy about that. He's 5'11", by the way. Second round pick on 2024. Like, great pickup. That is awesome. That is exactly what you want to see. Like, he's gonna be tough to play against. I'm so excited for him to come up. He's gonna play a great winger role. Like, again, if you're looking at some of his reporting, like again, great hockey IQ, great in the power play. Skating is pretty decent too. Like, is he really good physically? No, because he puts up points. So again, a guy that you're really excited about. I'm so excited about. But again, was not planning on him being the savior in this case, right? Of course, you have like Carter Bear, who's doing really well as well. We're doing the finalists. Trey Augustine. Trey Augustine is killing it as well. Pulling up his. If you look at him, he is at Michigan State, which is one of the best teams in the country. I think he was second. He finished second in the Big Ten. I'm pretty sure. He has his save percentage is a 9.29, which is nuts. A 9.29. That is a elite goalie in the NHL. Again, he's killing it. In the NCAA last year, he had a 9.24. Now he's got a 9.29. So he did even better than last year, right? And 8 goals against average is the same, basically the same. It's 2.08 last year, 2.09 this year. Like, he's literally letting in just a little over 2 goals in a game. He's nailing it. Looks like phenomenal. And it looks like after his season, he will be signing with the Red Wings, which means he'll go to the AHL, which means that he will be a goaltender for the AHL next year. Maybe he takes over the starting net. And that means Costa's coming up because Costa needs a new contract. So Costa will be up here next year, which is very exciting. So again, they're backfilling. Again, this Red Wings prospect system is good. Like, it's a good system. There's not stars, but there are guys that are here that are like willing. You're going to fill in. Like, and there's a couple I'm really excited about, like Nikita Thurin. I almost said to Thurin. He looks really good. Like, again, there's so many good players, and I'm excited for you guys to see the players because it's just like it's exciting. Like, it's so good. There's so many good players, and I just want the Red Wings to, like, I want them to do well. I just want them to do well, and I want to believe in Yzerman, and I want to say, hey, this is going to be great, and they're going to win the Stanley Cup, or they're going to be competitive. I just want them to be competitive for the next 10 years, and I don't like the way this is starting right now. And again, if they win the playoffs, like if they go to the playoffs, like, you know, call me back, right? But I'm just so nervous, and I'm panicking. I am panicking. Like, some podcasts talk about how many fingers you have on the panic button. I'm panicking now. Buttons pressed. I'm panicking. I'm terrified. And so, but there's again another guy who potentially could replace one of those what's it called, jerseys you have on the team, with Eddie Genborg. Eddie Genborg, he's finished his season out in the SHL, 43 points or 25 points in 43 games. He finished on his team, Timrå. We'll go Timrå in the SHL. It's the pro league out in Sweden. He finished third on his team in points, and again, he's young too, right? So, like, age-wise, you're not looking at a guy who is like super old. And again, these guys are pros too. Like, some of these guys are, let's see, Eddie is 18, and the guys ahead of them were like, let's see, where is it? 28 was the other one. So he's same, he's keeping up. No, not keeping up. 28 and 32. So these guys, that was the number 1 and number 2, and Eddie Genborg was number 3. They did really well because they're older, they're professional, they've been in this league longer, so they know a little bit more. But these guys, he did well. He's playing tough. He plays hard, and it's exciting. So he signed his contract for next year, his ELC. I believe he does have to go back to the SHL if he doesn't make the team next year. Is there a shot for him to make the team? Maybe. I mean, probably not, because, like, I don't know if he sticks on the team. So, like, he would have to make the team and stay there all year, because he can't get sent down to the AHL because there's an agreement with the SHL that if you're not a first round pick, you have to play in the SHL. I think you're 20 or 21. He's 18 right now. So he has to go back to the SHL unless he makes the team next year, which I don't see he can't. He's 6'2". Like he could absolutely put a bottom, like imagine a bottom six where you have like Branson Nygaard, like you have Eddie Genborg. Let's see who else. Like who? I mean, there's a ton of people you can do it. Like who else can make it as a big body? Like maybe Carter Bear makes it. Like Carter Bear has 77 points in 53 games. That's exciting. And he can play center, right? And then you have a Casper. Like hopefully he's more than third line, right? But like there's some guys like, and you have a Nate Danielson filling out some of the talent. Carter Mazer. Imagine a Carter Mazer, Branson Nygaard, Genborg, and who was you talking about? Genborg and Michael Branson Nygaard all in wings, and they throw Casper in there too. That's 5-year bottom six right there. That's 5-year bottom six right there. And then you could literally keep the top. You can keep the top six. But yeah, Emmett Finney, leave him up there in top six. Like, yeah, dude, this is what I'm talking about. This is why it can be so cool next year. It will be, but like, I just don't want the toxicity of everyone in the media. And again, I'm speaking to a microphone. I am part of this media, but I hate the viciousness, and I can't, the vileness. I just can't. I don't know if I can take it. I'm going to, because I'm a huge fan. I'm a Red Wings fan. I'll probably always be a Red Wings fan, and I'm sure I will be. I'm doing a podcast about it. Of course, I'm going to be a fan the rest of my life. So I have so many memorabilia things over here. Like I just bought a Hasek, 2 Hasek puck and a Hasek poster like signed. Yeah, I'm a fan. I'm this close to getting a stick. But anyhow, so it's exciting. It's terrifying. I'm panicking. This is my outlet. Thank you for listening. I really appreciate it. And it's kind of the good news. Again, hopefully they have a decent schedule coming up. If we go with their schedule, which I can pull up, it's not terrible. Like it's not a terrible schedule. They have some teams that they can do really well against. So they have Senators. You need to beat them. Straight up. You have to beat the Senators. Sabres you'll have a hard time with. You can beat Flyers. You have Flyers 3 times. You can beat the Flyers. Like you can do that. You can beat the Devils. You can beat the Panthers, the Rangers. Pittsburgh might be a little tough. You do have Pittsburgh, Sabres, Lightning, like and Wild. So like let's say, all right, let's see. Of the ones that they can finish, they can beat. They can't beat. Let's go. Sabres, that'll be tough. Pittsburgh will be tough. Wild will be tough. Lightning. And we'll throw Blue Jackets. It's going to be super tough now. But there's like 4 that it'll absolutely be tough. Blue Jackets will call 5. So 5, you're 7. Like you can there's 7 wins in there easy. Then you have to squeak one out against the Jackets, right? And then you get squeak one out against the Penguins. If you do that, you're at 60. You're at 84 points. If you won 7 games, you're at 100 points. That's doable. And there's games in here you can do it in. And honestly, Lightning are probably going to be like resting some guys at the end. Like they're on their second to last game of the season. Yeah, Lightning might probably be resting some guys. Like, yeah, you can beat the Devils. Like just absolutely beat them. Ugh. So anyhow, I love you guys. End the video. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for listening to my rants. I appreciate it. I love you. I'll catch you in the next one. Let me know what your thoughts are. Hit like, subscribe, and yeah, love you guys. Bye.